How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another great video here on chemotherapy. If it's your first time checking out my channel, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down at the bottom. And don't forget to click that little bell on the side so you can get notifications to when I post a new video. Tonight we're going to be talking about the last play I saw here at the Smith Center in Las Vegas, and that is The Color Purple. First things first, in this envelope I have my ticket to Hamilton. That's right, upgraded seats, first row, right in back of the orchestra. That's going down this Sunday, so I'll have that review coming up within the next couple weeks. I got to catch up. There's a lot of plays I still have to review, but for now we're talking about The Color Purple, and it was fantastic. My last experience with The Color Purple was when I saw the movie that was released in 1985, and throughout my speech and debate career, people were doing scenes from The Color Purple. And the thing I didn't realize, this was a musical. I had no idea that The Color Purple was a musical. I thought it was going to be just like the actual movie itself, and the music was fantastic. Now, for those who haven't seen the 1985 movie The Color Purple, it had Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, Danny Glover, just a packed movie coming out in 1985, and it focuses around Celie, who in the movie is played by Whoopi Goldberg, and it really gives you good insight as to what it was like to be a black woman in the early 1900s, more specifically 1909. I want to start off by talking about the set design, because there's only one set. It doesn't rotate, it doesn't move around, it's all the same set. It was a director's vision to really simplify the set so the actual organic material of the play and the singing and the acting became central instead of fancy lights and fancy stages being the focus. And he really did it successfully. So what it looked like was just a backdrop of what could be a broken down house with some windows. The actors would stack chairs in the back. When they needed it, they would just take it down. And the chairs were used as different props as well. The stage itself was a stagger kind of alternate planks that when the actor stepped on it, you could hear it creaking. So when you had those real intense scenes where it was really quiet, you could hear it creeping, and it was just like you were in an old broken down house, which is what the backdrop was supposed to simulate. So the director did a very good job in really blurring out any type of distraction that might take away from the actual organic material of the script, the singing, and most importantly, the acting. Next up, I want to talk about the acting I seen on stage, and it was fantastic. Now, working with a script like The Color Purple that's so robust and has so much great material is a great convenience, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a great performance. When I saw Rent, which is one of my favorite all-time plays, awesome script, awesome music, there were some things in there that I didn't believe, and it really breaks down to the cast itself. Do the members care about their characters? When they get on stage, do they care about the relationships between them and other people? And is it believable? And I believed every minute of it. So when you have an awesome script with a cast that cares about each other and how they portray the characters on stage, with the music, you got a perfect storm for an awesome performance like I seen at the Smith Center. Okay, lastly, I want to talk about some of the dynamic duos that are in this play and the music, because if you love riffs and runs, this thing is going to take you to church. There's a lot of great singing in there. Now, as mentioned before, the story follows Celie and how depressing her life is. And trust me, it's pretty horrible for like the first 20 minutes, right? Raped by her dad. The dad gives away the two kids, so she doesn't know where her kids are at. She gets separated from her sister. She's given to basically the farmer that she marries that beats her and rapes her and treats her like garbage. It's horrible until Sophia shows up. Now, this is how key this role is. In the 1985 music, it was played by Oprah. So she plays a strong, opinionated lady, and she's kind of bigger. And what's interesting is, and this is the first of the two of the dynamic roles that I want to bring up, she's attached to this guy, Harpo, who's a very small, kind of punchy minister's child. And these two are madly in love. And the first song that she sings is Hell No. How she's talking about how she don't let no man touch her or abuse her, and how she's in control of the relationship. And you can see it, how she treats Harpo is just ridiculous. And they fight a lot, they make fun of each other, but in the ending, you know that they're going to be okay. They get married, they have a kid, they break up, they get back together, and then Act 2, they sing this song called Any Little Thing, and it's basically him, this small little skinny guy, picking up this big woman and just swinging her on stage, doing these like super sexual maneuvers. The dad walks in, sees them, is like, what the hell's going on, walks out the door, they go back and go at it. And that is the first dynamic duo, and it really doesn't start getting interesting until Sophia shows up. Now, the introduction to Sophia helps the play take off, but the next shot on the arm comes from Shug. She's a singer, very promiscuous, and weirdly enough, Celie's husband, the farmer, has a thing for her. And the interesting thing about this duo is not the farmer and Celie, but Celie and Suge end up liking each other and they fall in love with each other. And they sing a really good song at the ending of Act 1 called What About Love. So now we got these two females in love with each other. And what makes it worse is, and I was worried about this through the entire play because I couldn't remember what happened, but now you're worried about these two females in the 1900s falling in love with each other, and you wonder, are they going to get caught? And if they do get caught, what happens to them? And you wonder what is going to happen because remember, Celie's husband has a thing for her, so what's going on with that? And later on, you find out that Suge asked permission from Celie, hey, can I go have an affair with this 19-year-old? It's bananas what goes on between those two. So next to Sophia's songs, man, Suge, like I said earlier, if you're into riffs and runs, these two are going to give it to you. It's so much great music. Guys, if you saw the 1985 movie and you liked it, if you get the chance, go see The Color Purple. This thing has so much great music. The acting is fantastic. It's really worth paying every little penny you can to watch the musical The Color Purple. So guys, that's the ending of this theatrical review. Hope you found it useful. If you liked it, please give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And remember, I'll catch you guys later.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.